Hey there! Welcome back to English Unveiled. I'm Elena. Today, I want to talk about a feeling that is very common, but also very painful for English learners. It is the feeling of being locked inside your own mind. Imagine this. You are listening to a podcast or watching a movie. You understand almost everything. You nod your head, you laugh at the jokes, you feel confident. But then, a real person asks you a question. And suddenly, silence. The words are in your head, but they refuse to come out of your mouth. You feel frustrated. Frustrated means feeling annoyed or upset because you cannot do what you want to do. You know the words, you recognize them, but you cannot use them. Why does this happen? Is your memory bad? No, the problem is not your memory. The problem is a hidden barrier in your brain. A barrier means a wall or an object that stops you from moving forward. Today, we are going to break that barrier. We are going to learn why you understand more than you speak, and I will give you a powerful system to unlock your hidden vocabulary. Ready? Let's begin. To understand this problem, I want you to imagine an iceberg. You know what an iceberg is. It is a huge mountain of ice floating in the ocean. But the special thing about an iceberg is that you can only see a very small part of it above the water. Most of the ice, the biggest part, is hidden deep under the water. Your English vocabulary is exactly like an iceberg. The part above the water is your active vocabulary. These are the words you use every day, the words that come to your mouth instantly. Hello, good, house, friend. It is usually a small list. But the giant part under the water, that is your passive vocabulary. Passive means accepting or receiving what happens without doing anything active. Your passive vocabulary contains thousands of words. You know them when you hear them, you know them when you read them, but they are sleeping under the water. They are invisible to your speaking brain. Invisible means impossible to see. The goal of fluency is not just to learn new words. The goal is to pull those sleeping words from under the water up to the surface. Surface means the top or outside layer of something. We want to move words from passive to active. But how do we do that? We need to wake them up. Why do words stay passive? Because your brain is smart. It likes to save energy. It is much easier for your brain to just recognize a word than to produce it. When you only read or listen, you are telling your brain, hey, just keep this word in the library. I might need to read it later. You are not telling your brain, I need this tool for building sentences right now. To move a word to the surface, you must change your relationship with it. You must activate it. Activate means to make something start working or operating. And to activate a word, you cannot just look at it. You must use it from different angles. This brings us to our system for today, the three-angle rule. The three angles rule is a simple way to take a passive word and force your brain to use it. When you learn a new word, or when you find a word you understand but can't speak, do not just write the definition. That is boring for your brain. Instead, You must build 3 sentences around that word. 3 specific sentences from 3 different points of view, or as we call them, perspectives. Perspective means a particular way of thinking about something or a point of view. Here are the 3 angles. Angle 1, me. Connect the word to your own life. Angle 2, the world. Connect the word to a fact or an observation. Angle 3, the question. Use the word to ask something. When you use a word from these 3 perspectives, you are creating 3 different paths in your brain to reach that word. You are telling your brain, this is not just for reading. This is for living. Let me show you exactly how this works with a real example. Let's choose a word that many students know, but often forget to use in conversation. Let's use the word hesitate. Hesitate means to pause before doing something because you are nervous or not sure. You probably know this word when you read it, but do you use it? Let's activate it with the 3-angle rule. Angle 1, me. Think about your own life. When do you hesitate? Maybe when you want to speak English. So the sentence could be, I often hesitate when I want to ask a question in class. Say that in your mind. Connect it to yourself. Angle 2, the world. Now look outward. Think about other people or general facts. A good driver does not hesitate at a green light. See? Now the word is in a different context. It is objective. Angle 3, the question. Now turn it into a tool for communication. Ask someone else. Why did you hesitate before answering the phone? Now, look what happened. You took one sleeping word and you built 3 strong bridges to it. Me, the world, the question. Now the word hesitate is awake. It is floating to the surface. Let's try one more just to be sure you have this system. Let's take the word valuable. Valuable means very useful or important. Let's apply the angles. Angle 1, me. This podcast is valuable for my listening skills. Angle 2, the world. Time is the most valuable thing we have. Angle 3, the question. What is the most valuable lesson you learned this year? Boom! 3 connections. If you do this, you will stop forgetting words when you speak, because you haven't just memorized a definition. You have practiced using the word in real-life ways. Here is your mission for today. You don't need to learn 100 new words. Go back to your old notebook or look at a text you read yesterday. Find 3 words that you recognize but never use. 3 passive words. And for each one, apply the 3-angle rule. Write a sentence about yourself, write a sentence about the world, and write a question. Say them out loud. Do this and you will feel the ice melting. You will see your active vocabulary grow. And I have a challenge for you in the comments. Choose one word you want to activate today and write your Angle 1 sentence in the comments. Use the word in a sentence about yourself. I can't wait to read them. Thank you for activating your English with me today. Clarity is a skill you can build. Practice smart, be kind to yourself, and I'll see you in the next episode.